In order to remove the speaker from an Apple AirTag, you have to open up the AirTag, take the battery out, and then pop open the case. So the way you do that, for example, if you're replacing the battery, is you grab the AirTag in this manner, and with your two thumbs, you rotate this cover to the left. It eventually loosens it. Doesn't take too much effort. And you get to the battery. In order to remove the speaker, we have to take out this CR2032 battery. And this is now the upward orientation of the AirTag. This little metallic piece in here, this little round metallic piece, we want that at the top. And what we're going to do is, before we modify the case in any way, we're going to add a line up here, just so we know what is the top for later when we're reassembling everything. So now we're going to move on to opening up the entire AirTag case so we can get to the speaker. Doing that with a utility knife, kind of beat up utility knife here, but it does the trick. And generally what you want to do, and I should point this out, is you want to take advantage of these notches right here where there's some open space. So here, here, and here. And that's where you're going to insert your utility knife. So we're going to take advantage of this space right here, draw a mark, take advantage of this space down here, and this open space here, and that's where we're going to plug or pop the utility knife in to open up the case. There we go. And you don't have to pop it out the whole way. Now rotate and get to the second mark, or the second spot. And do the same thing for the third and final. You want to have some good light, so you make sure that you get your utility knife or sharp object directly into that spot. Okay, almost there. There we go. And now once you've popped open all three sections, you should be able to separate this with your fingers. There we are. And there is... Now remember, we did identify the top of the AirTag, and even if you forget which mark is for the top of the AirTag, remember when we had this piece on, that there was a little metallic knob sticking through that hole right here, right? So if we look at our AirTag, there is that little metallic knob that sticks up. So you know that this mark here represents the top of your AirTag. So in order to pop out the speaker, and this little round metallic button here is the speaker, you just need to take advantage of some spots here, especially here on the right, where you could pop in your sharp knife and just pop out the speaker altogether. So I'm going to head in here and just try to do that real quick. Shouldn't take too long. You want to be careful not to damage any of the circuit board around it. So I'm going to pause this while I struggle with this just a little bit. Okay, got it. In fact, because it's magnetic, it actually stuck to my utility knife. Okay, so at this point, the AirTag is already oriented north or up. There's that little metallic knob, and we're just going to fit this piece right back on here. And we want to make sure that it is snapped in all the way around. And this piece here, the slightly gray piece, was level with the white shell of the AirTag. So we want to make sure that we return the AirTag to that flat, flush appearance around the rim. We are done. So the only thing now that remains is the battery. That's your positive side, and positive is up on this 2032 battery. And now we're just going to rotate the cover back on. That's it. It's back on. And we did not hear the speaker go off. Whenever you connect the battery and close the the top, you hear the speaker go off. Nothing happened. So that's it.